Welcome to the Wes-Del Sports Network Coaches Show. Here's your host, John McLaughlin.
Hello and welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm back this week again with head coach Matt Knuckles. Coach, how's the week treating you so far?
It's good. It's been a good week so far.
Good. Probably made you feel a little bit better coming off that nice win last week. Homecoming, always a fun week for us and interesting week at Wes-Del, to say the least, but a lot of fun leading up to that football game, and I'm sure that it probably took a lot of the relief off of you to get through all those and then finally get to that football game and then get a nice victory against Fort Wayne Blackhawk.
Yeah, we do it like nobody else when it comes to homecoming, so it's a big week for everyone. And I think we talked last week, our big push is trying to keep our players focused on what that's all about, and that's about that game Friday night. And I think they did a really good job of it. We came out Friday hot out of the gate, performed all game long. It was a good night for Wes-Del football.
I've heard you say numerous times during the week, hey, let's remember all this stuff is awesome and great, and this is all lead up to what's the most important thing, which is the football game. So a great win, and we're going to review that a little bit before we talk about what's going on this week. But let's talk a little bit about that Fort Wayne Blackhawk, and I know you brought a few clips to show us some of the highlights of that game.
Yeah, it was a game that this is a new opponent for us. We've scrimmaged them a little bit over the summer, the last few years, but we didn't really know what we were getting into. Having the week off, week 2, we were actually able to go scout, watch them live in person. That was the first time we'd seen them live for a couple of years now. But we talked about this last week. Our goal was be the more physical team. And I think that's something we succeeded in. We ran the ball for just under 500 yards, number of touchdowns, couple different guys over 100 yards rushing. Our O-line did some great work, and defense posted up a shutout. So, both sides of the ball, we're very pleased with how the guys played.
Yeah, anytime you can hold them to 0, you feel like you got a good chance to win.
Oh, yeah.
And then to be able to put up the amount of points that you did. I think it was just a well-rounded game, and you had to be happy with that result, obviously. But some of the things that maybe we're going to take a look at here.
Yeah, we got 4 clips we'll look at.
Okay.
This very first one was actually our first play from scrimmage. We got the return, got it out close to the 30. They were in an odd front. They ran a 4-4, 4-5. They'd walk a guy down to make it like a 5-backer look. And the edge is something we really wanted to exploit. So we went with the tight end a lot this game and really only had to run a handful of plays. So this year you'll see it's our down kick play. We send, instead of our guard pulling out to kick out the outside backer, we're going to send our motion man, our wing, and just wash everything down. Very first play here, they do a great job of it. It was a 73-yard touchdown run for Brock. He had a heck of a game. But all those were able to happen by our blocking in the box and our blocking downfield with our receiver and our wings. The thing I'm really that I think stands out a little bit this year from last year is just the extra speed we have with some of our players. Brock's really taken a big jump with his speed and agility this year, and I think that first play shows that he pulls away from a couple of really good athletes on that Fort Wayne team.
Not a big surprise that he's also one of your hardest workers in the weight room, is it? I mean,
yeah.
Always seems to translate well when you have someone that works as hard as he does, and then you get to see the results on the football field. So happy for him.
Absolutely. We got a lot of hard workers on our team, but he's one that has always exceeded expectations from his freshman year, and it pays off. It's why he's one of the better players in the area right now.
That's right.
The second clip, we had a turnover early in the game, and they got the ball first and goal from the 1-yard line, and we talked earlier, we still posted a shutout. This next clip was something we were very excited about. We had a couple players here. One in particular, Mason Davis, our cornerback. Their tailback, number 7. We talked the Bennett kid. He's the coach's kid. He was averaging, I think, around 130 yards coming into the game. Big, strong kid, weighs just under 200 pounds. They run a little outside toss or zone play for him. Mason comes up and stuffs him. We get some extra help from Gillum. But a play that we think early in the game set the tone defensively, that you're on the 1-yard line, you have 4 plays, and we kept you out of the end zone.
Nice job of pursuit there. Once you were able to string that out, take advantage of your athletes and gang tackle there, and all, like you said, because of the fact that were able to get Mason there to stop it and slow it down.
Yeah, and he had a great game. Ended up with a couple TFLs, a sack, and I think 5 or 6 other tackles. You know, he really showed out and did a great job on the edge for us. This second play, I was really excited about because of it was a big play, 25-yard trap play here. But if you don't watch our runners and you watch their defense, I think that tells what we're going to see here. So we run trap. We're out of our Texas set. It's our T set. So we have all 3 backs there in a T formation in the back. On our trap, we're faking this sweep, and I think we get almost all 11 guys chasing the wrong guy here. We actually get one of our other backs tackled, and Brock just slips right up underneath for the trap. So if you have a chance to go back and watch that, if you watch their left inside backer fly upfield, tackles our sweep back Eli Wright, thinking he had the ball, and Brock's behind everybody already running down the sideline.
That's awesome.
And the last play was kind of the big play of the night. I think it came in the third quarter for us, early third quarter, kind of, was kind of the stamp we needed to finish it out. Another thing, we run a lot of misdirection. We do a lot of fakes, a lot of motions, a lot of shifts. This is one of our counter plays, and counter has been a staple for us for 4 years, probably the best play we have in our playbook. We run it a lot of different ways. And we talked about, we have some different speed this year than we've had in the past. That's really kind of showing. Here we send some motion away. Our line pulls here on a counter. Eli slips up underneath, and he goes 84 yards to the house. And again, another guy you can see just completely pull away. He's actually out of the screen in this video. Our huddle camera is not able to keep up with him.
Yeah.
But just another good big play for us. Something we work every day in practice. Our O-line did a great job, opened things up for our backs, and they did a really good work Friday.
So an impressive win, and exactly what you were hoping for during that, homecoming week. And that will lead you into usually a good week of practice this week. And so I'm assuming that this week you were able to get in there, get some good work done. JV game earlier than the week, I'm assuming,
yeah,
right?
JV played Monroe Central earlier this week. They picked up a big win there, which is always good to beat a conference team, a rival team like that.
Sure.
And then led us into a pretty good week of practice. We got some guys out right now with sickness, a couple guys banged up,
Right.
but it's always next man up, and we've had a pretty good week so far this week, ready for Friday night.
So that'll lead us into Friday night's game, Southern Wells, on the road at Southern Wells, and they are coming off of a pretty big win on their end. Probably haven't had a lot of years where they've beaten Jay County, and so they're going to probably have some confidence too coming into this game. A game that I feel like we probably would be the favorite, at least I feel like. But going on the road, and then again with a team with confidence, you have to get the guys ready and have to be prepared.
Yeah, Southern Wells is a lot tougher than what people probably think. They just beat a 4A team last week in Jay County. And, yeah, like you said, that hasn't happened in quite a while. If you look at their record, it's not great, but their couple losses were very close losses to some fairly competitive teams. They're much improved from last year, and they have a ton of confidence coming into this game. It's their homecoming. They're coming off a win over a 4A team. It's something we've talked to our players a lot about this week. It's not something we can go into and expect to be a victory like last year. It's got to be something we're going to have to grind for every play and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, anytime you go on the road, too, that adds another dimension. And you said now it's their homecoming. So, you just got to be prepared. As coaches, we can tell them that all week, and then you got to show up and you got to do it with leadership like you have with some of the seniors. You're hoping that, a lot of times that can keep you focused during the week.
Yeah. I like our demeanor right now going into it. Our guys, I don't think have, in the last few years had a team that they have looked down on and we've struggled with. Typically we're going in and they've done a really good job of trying to set the tone early. It's a game we feel like we have some good things we can do. Like I said, they're much improved. Their numbers are great. They're around 40 kids this year. But there's some things we feel like we can exploit and, hoping to end the night on a good note.
So it's a close one, not too far away. Get on, get out there Friday night, drive down to Southern Wells.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the Warriors pick up a win. Another exciting piece that we have before we're done here is this is our week for youth football to be the host school, and I know that that's a big deal for our youth program. I've watched you build this program from basically just the start of it to where it is now, and now we're going to have a whole bunch of – you drive by here on Saturday, you're going to see a whole bunch of cars.
Oh, yeah.
And tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so our 3rd and 4th grade tackle team and our 5th and 6th grade tackle team, they play in the TEC Youth Football League. And the way that works is each school in the conference or in the league gets a host day, and they host all the teams. So we're going to have 6 games out here Saturday. Our 3rd and 4th play at 9 a.m., our 5th and 6th play at 10:30. 3rd and 4th, they're still undefeated. They picked up a big win last week. They're playing Lincoln, Cambridge City Lincoln. Both teams are this week. But, yeah, we're going to have games here from 9 a.m. Last game starts at 4:30. It's going to be a fun day. Weather looks like it's going to hold off. We're going to be in a pretty good spot. So if you're not doing anything Saturday, you want to come out and watch some young kids play some good football, they'll be out here.
And what a great place to do it right here on our home field, which is always looks great and holds up well. You know, it's people don't realize how important that is. They lay the foundation, especially in a sport like football. You can't pick up kids in 6th grade, 7th grade, and try to teach them the game of football, but they've already have that foundation laid. By the time they get there, boy, you can do a lot more with them, and you're starting to see some of the benefits of having this program around now.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now with our middle school. They're undefeated, and those kids were the ones that started that first year in that youth league. And I think that first year in that youth league, they won 1 game. And now they're doing some really good stuff, undefeated, and look pretty tough. Excited about what this is going to bring for us in the future.
Well, and people don't understand how much work goes into youth leagues as a head coach and your assistant coaches and getting people. There's a lot of extra work that goes into that. It's not easy, and it would be easy to just say, hey, you know, go play somewhere else or whatever. But it's important that you and your staff find it, you know, important enough to run a program here, and a successful program at that. So kudos to you guys for getting out there every weekend and teaching these kids the game of football.
Yeah, Austin Skaggs, I think we talked a couple weeks ago, you know, took over as our youth coordinator this year with those tackle teams, and he's done a great job. And we have some amazing volunteer coaches that are some parents that are helping out. They've been in it for some years now and, you know the plan, know the system, know the expectations, and, you know, it's just a pretty well-oiled machine at this point that we feel like we can just keep bringing kids in and some new young coaches in and just keep it rolling.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the victory last week, and good luck this week at Southern Wells. We'll be looking for a big win for the Warriors.
Yeah, appreciate it.